Hey, yo, what up? It's the last Nimbus reporting to you live and direct in this present moment, geographical location. It don't matter. Alright, so this video, this topic of this message is basically I want to reach out to all the newcomers when it comes down to spiritual awakening. Alright, note this: what you learning right now is really nothing new. It's all in remembrance. It's all confirmation. So everything you get into, yes, take information, but take heed to your own intuition. So everything that you learning right now, accept it, but apply it to your own wisdom. You get what I'm saying? Take your time. Take your time. You don't have to rush. You don't have to rush, all right? Relax. Breathe. One thing about it, breathe and take your time. Whatever resonates, it resonates. Whatever comes, it comes, all right? A lot of us come from backgrounds, especially us melanated beings. We come from a background of heavy Christianity, heavy church on Sundays, heavy, what the fuck is that? Sage? Oh, that's voodoo. Get the fuck out of here. Don't bring no, is those tarot? Oh, don't bring them. We come from backgrounds like that. All right, so basically take your time. It's gonna be a lot of changes happening very fast, very rapid. I remember me when I first started my spiritual journey, it was food. One thing about it was food. I ate food, a lot of foods that I have ate before. I didn't really have a taste for it, but the foods that I also hated, vegetables, fruits, tomatoes, avocado. Ooh, avocado. Hold up. Avocado. All right. But anyway, the foods that I hated so much or thought was nasty just became so good. So if you're experiencing that right now, that's cool. Take your time. It's a whole new category, a whole new island of food, a whole new island that will stimulate your taste buds of food. All right, so put down that Zaxby's, etc., etc. It's a process, but take your time. All right, take your time. If you got to cut off pork first, if you got to cut off beef, if you got to cut out chicken, if you got to cut out seafood, whatever your dietary plan is that you feel is more comfortable to uplift your soul, then that's cool. Just take your time. All right. Next thing I want to get into is the information that you will be receiving. Of course, the angel numbers. Of course, the synchronicities and everything that you see as far as posts on IG and just different things. But none of that is comparing to what you see and what's for you. Being out here and being in a day-to-day routines or whatever it is that you do, and you starting to see these angel numbers, and you starting to see little confirmations or the biggest confirmations, because the little confirmations can be the biggest. It can resonate with you. It's for you. You do not have to try to tell everybody. All right? One thing I actually did on my spiritual journey when I first had my awakening, I was out trying to tell everybody. I wanted everyone to feel this. I wanted everyone to know the higher perspectives to life, the higher perspectives to death, the highest, to energy overall. And it was times I was making energy balls and just doing things that was basically installed or programmed in me as a child that I couldn't do, that I was told that I couldn't do, or that was just imagination, or powers ain't real, etc., etc. But take your time and be patient with yourself. What's understood does not have to be spoken, especially if it's resonating, especially if it's intuition, especially if it's that connection between you and the higher source, or your guardian angels, or your spirit guides, higher self, etc., etc. So take your time, breathe. Meditation, yes. One thing about meditation too that I want to talk about is relax when it comes up to meditation. Words, change it around. When it comes up to meditation, all right? You can meditate, yes. You can be in your space, yes. Breathe, Yes, but don't sit in meditation zone too long. Alright, and when I say this, I mean that you're still present in this reality too. You still have duties and obligations and responsibilities to take care of just due to off the strength of your life purpose. Yes, fuck the matrix. Yes, fuck everything of what we've been taught since school, the society and everything and the way of life that we are programmed to live. Yes, fuck that. But make sure you have a spiritual balance in life. Make sure you have a healthy balance in life, all right? If you can't, if meditation is if it's too overwhelming, if life is too overwhelming right now, just take time to breathe and be present. Everything that happens in the past is then, all right? People will always have somewhere, somehow, it's always like this. Somewhere, somehow, someone is still holding on to a version of you. Let me say this, they're holding on to a version of you that does not exist. And you can't control that. You can't try to force your views of how you see yourself onto everyone else. If they can't get with that, if they can't get with that transition, especially, it can be friends, it can be family members, it can be old people who you went to high school with or college. Hell, even people you worked with. So it probably can be your children. Who knows? But for the most part, take your time with yourself. You ain't gotta overprove yourself, all right? Just make sure, and you don't have to dim your light. Let me say this, do not dim your light for anyone, no matter what, all right? Now, there's times when you gotta be out and you gotta actually have these chameleon, signs. Maybe there's some Gemini energy in me, but you gotta be able to adapt into your environments. You gotta know how to move in certain frequencies and for certain vibrations in certain places. You gotta know how to move, and you gotta know when to speak, know when not to speak, when to show your light, when to just hold on and just. But that doesn't necessarily mean dim your light. Do not turn your light down. Stay in your power. And it's cool to make mistakes. It happens on this spiritual journey. It happens. Yes, but learn. It's not necessarily a right and wrong right now. It's taking accountability. It's owning up to your shit, taking accountability, yes, but moving forward with that wisdom and knowledge and just taking action on that shit, man. Just taking action on your wisdom and knowledge and not just wisdom, but your integrity, your balance. You feel me? Your energy. You treat people how you want to be treated, yes, but don't be scared or don't dim your light. All right? Don't be afraid to tell somebody, shut the fuck up. Or could you please be quiet? And if they shut the fuck up, don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to turn up when you're supposed to turn up when somebody's invading your energy space. All right? So speak these things into existence. Yeah, you can. Look, let me slow down, but it's a lot to learn on this journey. Nobody's masters. There are no masters. There's no big gurus, and everyone still learning. Listen, if you're here watching this video right now, even me, even I, everyone is on a journey. Everyone are up, down in. Everyone are grown up children, grown children. Everyone are still learning on this journey. If you knew everything you were supposed to know, your ass wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be in this world. You wouldn't be in this motherfucking world. All right? So stay tuned, stay tapped in. It happens. People may feel as if they bounced off their journey. It may feel like people know. And one thing too that I have learned, there are times where you may feel like you know it all, or you learned everything you were supposed to learn, or you just have the power to actually see everything. You don't know shit. One thing you fucking learn is when you get all this information, you leveling up, and you learn so much, you realize how much you don't know shit. It's always something bigger. Another thing that I seen too, when I first hit my spiritual journey, I realized even physically, like geographically, like, excuse me, externally, like when I look up and I'm outside, let's say I'm outside, right? And I'm looking at buildings. I noticed this even before, but it went subconsciously. But let's say I'm looking at a car or something that's bigger than me. Let's say I'm looking at a tree, right? I'm looking at this tree. Damn, this tree is big, right? But if you stand back from a distance, far away, it's like you can do this with your hand and you can shrink the tree and that whole tree can fit inside you. But when you get up close, the tree is way bigger. So I started doing this not only with trees, I done did this with buildings, skyscrapers. I done did this with so many things, and I realized that there's always something bigger than something. It's always something bigger. So there's something bigger than this whole three-dimensional world that we're in right now. It's something always bigger than this. Take that, apply that wisdom, not just from geographically, but something internally. The perspectives that you're seeing, being in situations, is always higher perspectives to any situation. When you up close and when you in it, it may seem big, it may seem like this the only thing you can see, you can't see past it. But sometimes you need to step back, you know what I'm saying, and get out the situation to be able to see higher perspectives and see what the situation is for what it is, you know? And you gotta legit be able to say, yo, this what it is and that's that. And not have all these crazy attachments to it and be able to legit say, that's that. And I'm okay with that. All right, but I'm gonna have to move like this and I'm gonna move like that. It's on you. But people can tell you all this, even me, I know you watching this video, I can give you all facts. I can give you mostly experiences, but these are my experiences. Make sure you apply what I'm saying to your experience and your intuition and see if it resonates. If it resonates, then boom, take that and be able to compare that to what you know, and boom, now you got a higher perspective. So sometimes people knowledge on this journey can get broken down, and now it's like you're at a new level, and along the way it get to a point where you want to find something that you can find that's real in this world, that you can actually stabilize this wisdom and knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So take your time. Take your time. And that's going to be up to you to decipher, you know. But take your time. Take your time. I'm telling you, like, I used to, and I done came, and I'm at the state now where I'm not cracking the codes and seeing all the bigger pictures and higher perspectives, trying to go through the matrix and see what they be lying to, the Illuminati and all these codes and all these, you know what I'm saying, and like what they been lying to us about, and time traveling, and let's like, I'm here now. I used to be so far astro. I used to be just, I don't want to be on earth. Let me just meditate all day. Let me just work on my astral projection and be out of body. Let me be real lucid. No, that's good. That's great. Yeah. But eventually you're going to have to come down. You're going to have to come into 3D and work in the present. In the present. In the present. In the present. I push being present so much because you learn so much while being present. You learn the future. You see, you be able to plan for the future in the present. So don't think about the future so much. That's anxiety. Don't think about damn sure not the past. That's depression. Be present. Feel alive. Feel alive. What's understood don't need to be spoken. Feel alive, all right? And once you start going through these different spaces, you start moving through different chakras, you start leveling up within yourself and unlocking versions of yourself that didn't exist. Especially in that heart space, you realize so much. But I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience overall. Love life, love yourself, accept yourself for what you are, who you are. Accept yourself, even if you're still learning or trying to find out who you are. Accept yourself and love yourself on this journey. Love yourself and be confident with what you know. Not believe, spirituality is knowing. You leave in religion, that's believing. You're not in a belief system, you are in a knowing. And this is your own knowing, not somebody else knowing. This is your knowing. This is the relationship between you and the Creator itself. You and the Creator, your knowing. What resonates with you, what works for you. All right? So take your time with it, yo. Breathe, relax. If you're meditating right now, if you have meditated before, or if you tried meditating and it didn't really go the way you thought it was supposed to go, take your fucking time and be disciplined to it. It's not gonna work you're not gonna meditate the first couple of times and just think you finna tap into astral projecting and seeing the future and da-da-da-da. You're not finna be up here levitating and doing out. Take your damn time. All right, this is a consistent thing. 10 minutes, 15 minutes throughout the day. And just stay consistent with that. All right, test yourself on fear. Move fear out of the equation first. Move fear. That's what you're gonna realize that coming upon your spiritual journey. Fear is gonna start to deplete. It's gonna start but you're gonna be tested. Oh yeah, you're gonna be tested out here. It's so many different forces and energies that are outside of you that will try to test that frequency that you're on. Make sure you stand confident in your power. Make sure you stand confident in your power. But take your time when it comes down to you facing obstacles. Hold yourself with ease. Make sure you love yourself. Don't get too cocky. Don't get too arrogant. Yes, stay, hey, be in your power. But don't get too cocky. You still a student. You still a student. But relax when it comes down to meditating. 15 minutes out the day. Make sure you state your affirmations. Make sure you take action on what it is that you meditated on and that you put out there into the universe for you to manifest. Make sure you take action. Make sure you walk your leg. Make sure you walk that leg and let the universe do the other. Make sure you walk your leg and let God do the other. You did what I'm saying? And boom, now you manifesting. God can't be out there trying to skip and you up here just staying right here and he just skipping. No, and he or she just skipping or it just skipping, whatever you know. But for the most part, take your time, meditate, breathe while you meditate and relax. Just make this consistent. Whatever it is that you do to tap in, make sure you're consistent with it. Make sure you're consistent with it. All right? It's the last nimbus. If y'all got questions, if there's anything that y'all want to know or any topics that y'all feel that, you just want me to touch up on for a little bit, get at me. I'm coming at you just from straight experience. Make sure you do your own research too. Do your own research, but get at me, man. I love y'all. It's the last nimbus reporting to you live and direct in this present moment, and be yourself. Everybody ain't gonna be out here just Ain't nobody, everybody, hey, that's not for everybody. Not saying anything is wrong with that. If that's you, that's you. And that's cool, be yourself. But everybody ain't coming from the background when it comes down. Like, some of us coming straight out the hood with this. A lot of us are. A lot of us are in different locations, geographical locations. So we already done picked up on the environment and the culture is in you, not on you. So you ain't gotta be somebody that you not. Express yourself. And at the same time, what's understood don't need to be spoken, but be you. Alright? It's the Last Nimbus report to you live. Let me know something. Yeah. Love y'all.